Hi, everybody. Welcome. Happy Monday. Welcome to Cards of the Week for this week. Wanted to try and get in here. It's been a crazy, busy day, but that's the good thing. But I wanted to climb in here and get some cards. I didn't want to wait till Tuesday because that's not the week. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. It was, I feel like I had this amazing blended weekend. I know I made a post about it. I feel like I had this amazing blended weekend about having time with so many spiritual and metaphysical, marvelous humans, and at the same time spending some significant time with amazing, marvelous Mary Kay humans. And it was just a really beautiful blending of the week and of the weekend, and a blending of my two worlds. And I'm always so grateful when the universe reminds me that we can do many things, that we don't have to be pigeonholed into just one thing. And if there's something out there in your world, in your life, that you've been wanting to try, hey Robin, it always makes me so happy to see you show up. So if there's something out there in your world that you have been wanting to try, and you've been feeling like, no, I'm a lawyer, I'm an accountant, I'm an artist, I'm a dance teacher, I'm a whatever, I really want to encourage you to take the leap. And it definitely took some time, and it's still on many days it's a struggle to wear all the different hats that I wear, because being a psychic medium and also being a director with Mary Kay is only two of the hats that I wear. I wear several other hats and things and places that I volunteer and work that I do that in my community, and so those are only just two of the hats that I wear. But I would strongly encourage you to take the leap, because it's new year. Some say a new decade, some say not. Depends on how you look at how you look at the numbers. And there's a big philosophical question there, and I think some people look at it as like it's 0, we're starting with 0, 1, 2, and other people are like, no, it's 10. It's it's still part of that previous decade, and I think there's a lot of there's argument for both sides. But I think that it's really important to allow yourself, as we move into this new time, to really allow yourself to explore the other things that are maybe calling to you, that you would like to try something new. You don't have to wear one hat forever. And so when I pulled the cards, we actually have 4 today. I think we had 5. I thought we had 5. Somebody's missing. Oh, we do have 5. So we actually have 5 today, because 2 of them, when I took the cards out of the box and I went to shuffle them, 2 of them just jumped right out. And I have a huge respect for cards that jump, because I know that there's always a reason for that. But when I pulled the cards as my intention of what is it I need to share with you, it was so awesome, because the first card was the ever unfolding rose. I hope when I do this and I hold up these cards, it is not backwards for you, but it says the ever unfolding rose. I truly hope that's not backwards. I know sometimes it can come up backwards for people. So I hope that is not. I'm going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb really quick. So because the ever unfolding rose is, to me, it is all about our life is continuing to unfold. Our heart is continuing to open. And our opportunities are continuing to unfold. I met a woman, I've known her for a long time, who's a Mary Kay director. She's 84 years old, and she's just earned a car, another free car in Mary Kay. And she was the #1 director in and I don't remember what category she was, but when they were doing recognition in Mary Kay, there's a lot of recognition, and they were doing recognition of the directors. So our consultants could see the things that we do. And Carrie was the #1 director in something, and I don't remember what it was, but she's 84 years old, and she just had decided that she was not going to let her age be a hindrance. And so whatever it is, that story that you've been telling yourself, that you have, that you fit into this little bubble, that's all that you are, allow for the reality that you can be more than one thing. And if you stop and think about all the different things that we already are, a wife, a mother, a daughter, a son, a husband, a provider, a protector, a friend, an ally, a lover, we all wear many, many hats. And so life is the ever unfolding rose. And this is, I think it's so important that we allow ourselves to be more than that box we think we need to stay in, and also to be more than what maybe other people have told us that we are. And so I think it's just really important, if there's something that's been pulling on you as we are moving into this new decade or just new year, however you want to look at that, just to allow yourself to follow the things that have really been pulling on your heart, and allow yourself to expand into, maybe it's a hobby or a class you wanted to take, or learn to dance, or write a book, or whatever it is that's been pulling on your heart. There's a saying in Judaism that I just have always loved. It says that you're not required to complete the task, but nor are you free to ignore it. And so that really pertains to healing our world. But I think it also has to do with ourselves. We don't have to complete a thing. Like I don't want you to say, oh, I can't write a book, so therefore I'm not going to start. Really it is, and today being Martin Luther King Day, isn't it, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step, right? So take the step, and he has so many quotes that are attributed to that, taking that first step. And so I really encourage you to take that first step. Now, here's the next card, which was boundaries. And so really this comes up with the importance of setting boundaries, because anytime we're going to step into something new, and we're going to try something new, we're going to move into a new place, there's always going to be that person that's going to want to poop on your parade. And I really do try to, because I would say it in a different way, but there's always going to be those people who are going to poop on your parade. Robin, that's awesome. That is so cool. That's fascinating to me. I don't have the patience for genealogy, but I think that's really cool. So there's always going to be that person that's going to, poop on your parade. And so it's really important that you are setting those boundaries with those people. And so there are people in my life, who say, how are you doing, or what's going on, or blah, blah, blah. And I will tell them, like the highlights, or, the highlight reel, but not the details, and not the, and some people just get, hey, everything's great. And, because I know what those boundaries are. And you want to be very careful about who you share your new dream, or your new habit, or your new goal, or your new adventure with. And you want to also, just in your everyday, remember that setting boundaries is perfectly okay. No, yes, okay, and stop are full sentences. And I say this to people, I feel like I say it a lot lately. No, yes, okay, and stop. Thank you is also, these are all full sentences, you guys, because we get, especially for women, I think we have to feel like we have to justify ourselves to be like, okay, but, or no, I'm so sorry, but I can't do the thing. I'm not sorry. I don't want to do the thing, or I'm not available to do the thing, or whatever. So those are complete sentences. And so it's really important that just in our day-to-day lives that we're setting boundaries. Be careful who you're sharing your dreams with, and be careful who you're sharing your heart with, but also be careful with who you're allowing into your energy, because we can be contaminated by those around us. And so for me, I keep a myriad of crystals on my desk, and have things to protect me. I have crystals on my body. I have all kinds of amazing things that I keep around me, just to make sure that my area, my space is clean and clear. And I also keep some black tourmaline and some shungite next to my computer, so that I'm not getting toxified by the Wi-Fi and all of that. So make sure that you're setting boundaries, energetic, personal, professional. Protect your space, your energetic space, your emotional space, your physical space. Protect your space. Boundaries are so important, and we do not ever need to apologize for setting boundaries for ourselves. The next one, and I love this. So I feel like this is really having more of a female-oriented bend to this today, but really only just because it came up as warrior woman, because all of us can have that. I am warrior woman, and we don't have to be in the place of feeling under attack to bring out our warrior woman. And bringing out your warrior woman is not, and I say more female, but it's because it says woman. Bringing out your warrior woman is not necessarily just a female thing, and it doesn't mean that you're like, okay. Bringing out your warrior woman means you're standing strong. And I love that, if you've seen that pose of power where you stand with your feet apart and you're and your pose of power, and it really does bring in that energy. So staying in your warrior woman, whether you're male or female, just staying in that strength, because, bringing in the light, holding the back straight, and standing feet grounded into the earth. And it really makes such a big difference, because so often we come into a situation where we feel a little uncertain, or if we're going to walk into a new situation, or we're feeling, just not quite in our strength. And so it's really important that you walk into a place. You don't have to feel like you need to command the room, or that you are going to be the bitch to everybody or anything, but and strength does not have to mean aggression or meanness. You can be so courteous and so warm and so polite to people and still stand in your strength, male or female. And so I think that's really super important. I met such a lovely gentleman this morning who's a valet at a place where I was earlier today, and he was so charming and so sweet. And he also, I felt he was so grounded in his energy, and it was so lovely, and just to have this really warm exchange, but nobody feeling like we were trying to railroad each other, because I was asking him to put my car in a certain place, and he was very lovely, and it was just lovely. And I think that we can have strength, and we can live our lives from a place of strength and a walk of strength without having to be aggressive or bulldozing other people. And I think sometimes we forget that. For me personally, I have had, just in this past week, I know today's Monday, but last week, had 2 different really amazing opportunities to speak about politics and the political climate in our country with people who are on the other side of my personal viewpoints. And it was an intelligent conversation. It was a calm conversation. It was questions and answers going both ways. And it was really lively, to say the least. But nobody got upset, and nobody got hostile, and nobody yelled, and nobody was offended. I don't think anybody changed their mind, but that's okay, because I don't think those things happen like that. And so, standing in that place of strength and standing up for what you believe in, and standing up for who you believe in, and who you want to be, and who you feel that we should be or could be as a culture, I think is really important. And so never to forget to stand in your warrior woman, because sometimes I think we forget that we are strong and that we do come from a matriarchal society. So really, as we launch into this new year, it's really this wonderful, and for me, I know we're in the 20th already, but really I feel like the first 2 weeks of January were really attached energetically to last year, until we hit that full moon and the eclipse, and to really come into this place of really now into the new year energy, to stand in that warrior woman, and understand that it isn't necessarily about bulldozing anybody, and just keeping to your inner strength, and keeping to your, my kids like to say, keep to the code, with the Pirates of the Caribbean and now the Mandalorian. So this is the way. So this is the way of just standing in your own strength and celebrating that. So here are the 2 cards that jumped out at me: Mirror and Pleiades. And I love this. I'm going to read to you the Pleiades one. But Mirror jumped out at me, and I love this, because everyone that comes into our space is a mirror back to us of the things that we are. Places we can celebrate ourselves, because we don't celebrate ourselves enough, and also of the things that we need to work on. So if you are out in the world and you are being your warrior woman, and you are being received with aggression or hostility or bitchiness or whatever, that may be what you're sending out, and I'm sure nobody here, but that may be what we're sending out to others, is being mirrored back to us. The people who come into our lives are mirrors for us, and they are there to help us to see what places we can expand and what we need to work on. And so if you're being confronted with a lot of different things that seem like, like, why is this coming up? The same thing, like people are being hostile, or people are being making you feel small, or whatever it is, understand that that's a mirror of a place for you to really look at where can you grow and expand, and where can you stand in more strength in yourself. The Pleiades card, I love this. It says channeling and uplifting humanity, and I do want to just read you the card of this, because I thought it was just really beautiful. And sometimes, again, we use the Work Your Light Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell, and I think a lot of times, because she wrote the book, she says it better than I can. So I really like to do this, because especially with Pleiades, because I think a lot of times I find that people, I think we misuse this word, and people are like, oh, I'm Pleiadian. I'm like, So I think that to take it from the author's mouth. So this is double mission of channeling and uplifting humanity. The Pleiadians are a group of star beings dedicated to raising the vibration of the planet and sharing new consciousness through creations and technology. They have been incarnating on Earth since near the beginning of humanity. You are a soul who has a double mission. So really to look at it, and you can do there's some great Google Docs. If you just Google Pleiadian and look at the websites, there are great, there's always those quizzes out there that, what soul systems, star system are you from? Where does your soul come from? And I think it's really interesting. Actually, I think I have a document I can post to the page I think it's really interesting to find out where your soul comes from, because it really does explain so much about who you are and how your soul processes information. So if you're a Pleiadian, you are a soul who has a double mission: to grow at a soul level and to raise the vibration of the planet. So if you have been called to write, speak, or channel, this is your sign to keep doing it, because your work is divinely guided. Of all the souls, the Pleiadians are the chattiest. So perhaps you've already started channeling some of this work into the third dimension. I love how she explains it, but I love this because it is about raising the vibration, and it goes right back to our very, very first card, which is the ever expanding rose. And so this is all about, where are you? Where can you be expanding your heart, your life, your mission? Where can you be expanding what you're sending out into the world with other people, to really continue your own evolution and to allow yourself to evolve? Because I guarantee you that no matter where you are, what position you're in, or how successful you are or not, or whatever, not about judgment, but wherever you feel like you are on some yardstick that you have arbitrarily assigned to your life based on the filters that have, come to you through your own life experiences, wherever you feel like you hit that yardstick, I guarantee you there is more that you can evolve to be, and that there are those places in your heart that you can allow yourself to grow and explore and expand and evolve to a higher vibration, because when you choose to follow a thing that brings you joy and love and happiness, like learning to tap dance or writing a book or whatever the thing is, that you grow and your vibration gets higher, and that cavitates out to those around us. And I love this because I was talking to somebody about this the other day. We cavitate. So we meet another person, we vibrate, and we create those ripples on the pond around us. Okay, so we've dropped the pebble into the pond, and we are cavitating, and we are vibrating, and we are having the ripples on the pond. And then we meet the person that's next to us, and they've got to drop their ripples on the pond, and we meet, and our ripples meet, and they expand out in every direction, and they make more ripples, and they make bigger ripples. So having us in our ever expanding rose just continues to expand and raise the vibration for everyone around us, which is what comes back to that mirror, because we do bounce off of each other, we do cavitate off of each other, and we're meant to create a harmony in that. But sometimes we have to have that reflection of what we need to work on to come back to us. And so this card really jumped out today about the mirror, and that the people around us are really there to mirror us and to show us where we can continue to evolve. But keeping in mind the boundaries, that is so important, and that yes, no, okay, and thank you, those are complete sentences. You do not ever need to justify or apologize for yourself, and setting boundaries is so very, very important, especially in this new year. Make sure that you are doing what you need to do to protect your energy body, your emotional body, your workspace, your physical space, your physical body. Make sure that you are doing what you need to do to protect yourself, and stand in that warrior woman power pose. Stand in the warrior woman, and don't ever apologize. But again, being in your warrior space does not have to mean bitchy or angry. You can be strong and be a warrior woman or a warrior man with love and kindness, and that's where everything is based. It's based in love and kindness. So you can be a warrior woman based in love and kindness. Now, it doesn't mean mushy. It doesn't have to be weak. Kindness is not weakness. Kindness is not weakness. That mirror we talked about, and then of course being into the Pleiadians, because this is really where everything comes back to, is that place of love and that higher vibration, and being that helping to raise the vibration of the planet, so that we all can someday come to that place of the utopia and the peace and the society that works from love and that believes that love is the foundation, because really that's where we are. That's where we're going. That's where we're trying to go. So I do have our postcard, oops, upside down, postcard of the week from Colette Baron Reed's Postcard from the Universe. And I just absolutely love this. And again, I pull these each week. I don't read them before this very moment, so I don't really know what it says, but it always seems to fit perfectly into what we've just been talking about. So today it says, "Dearest you, are you taking yourself and your problems too seriously? Maybe fear of the future is weighing on you. Would you like to take a little break from all of that and start having fun?" Oh my goodness, you're an ever-expanding rose. Have a little fun. When you stop fixating on what has been making you heavy-hearted, we get a chance to move some magic in your direction. We just need you to let go a little. Spirit needs some room and gets very inspired by your laughter when you have fun. When was the last time you got really loose and silly and goofy? Maybe you need to go dancing or watch some very funny comedy to make you laugh, or call the one friend that you know will remind you how ridiculous and delightfully giddy you can be. You will return refreshed and renewed and ready to once again see the world as less daunting, and you will be ready to receive in perfect timing in the bounty that Spirit has for you. Don't you just love how much we care about you? I love that. I love the postcards from the universe. I think that these are just absolutely brilliant. This is the time. This is the time. Step into your greatness. Be the ever-expanding rose. Follow what has been this, underlying little rumble, this niggle. We talked about following the niggle before. Follow that little rumble. This is the time to really step out and say, okay, what is it that would bring so much joy to my life that I would love to learn or do or create or be or have? And go after it. Go after it. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, love-filled Martin Luther King Day and the rest of your week. I will find that document of what soul, where your soul came from, what star system your soul came from, and I will post it here to the page. Thank you so much for spending some time with me and sharing. And Rosie the River Rose, nice. Thanks for spending some time. If you like this video, please like and share it with your friends. I do have a YouTube channel as well. I post these videos there as well. So if people are more on YouTube, they can like and follow me there. But if you do, subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to this channel, to this page. And if you do like this video, please like and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today. I am always so grateful for the time. Sending you lots of love and light. Thank you for the hearts and kisses. Have a wonderful week.